As a real estate agent in Tucson, Arizona, I have many clients reaching out to me saying that they want to purchase a home with a swimming pool in the backyard, which makes total sense. Our summer temperatures here can reach over 100 degrees easily, and it's really nice to come home at the end of the day and splash around in a nice, cool, refreshing swimming pool. However, when my clients tell me that they only intend to be here during the winter months, I always caution them about personal swimming pools. It can cost a lot of money to maintain a pool here in Tucson, and if you're only planning on being here for part of the year, it might not get that much use. Besides, it actually gets relatively chilly here in the winter months, so unless you decide to get a heated pool, it might not be the best bang for the buck. Snowbirds who only intend to be here during the winter months may prefer to purchase a home with just an above-ground hot tub, or purchase a home with a community pool instead of a private pool. Both of these alternative options will be less expensive and less work than a private pool that you won't use often. Hey everyone, it's Kimberly, your go-to real estate agent in Tucson, Arizona, and today we are talking about all the things that snowbirds should know before they purchase a home in the Tucson area. I am a born and raised Tucsonan, and I have lived here my entire life. I work all over the city and suburbs, and I specialize in relocation. So if you're interested in learning more about the city of Tucson, my hometown, please hit the like and subscribe button to follow along with more videos. And of course, if you're ready to purchase a Tucson home, I'd love to assist. All my contact information is in the description below each video on this YouTube channel. We have over 1,000 videos out about Tucson and real estate. Comment below with your top tips for purchasing a winter home in Tucson. Now, if you've been following this channel, you know how much I absolutely despise west-facing backyards in Tucson. This is because the sun rises in the east and it sets in the west. So if you're like most Tucsonans, you plan to hang out in your backyard at the end of the day. Unfortunately, during the summer months, when you want to be swimming or having barbecues, this will be almost impossible because the sun will be beating down on you so terribly, you won't want to be in your backyard at all. An east-facing backyard will provide shade, however, because in the afternoon, the sun will set over your patio and pool and any other areas you need to keep shaded. North or south-facing backyards are also fine because they will provide shade on your covered backyard patio virtually all day long. But here's the thing, if you're just shopping for a winter home, this entire rule gets thrown out the window. In fact, you might even welcome a west-facing backyard because it does get a little chilly in the wintertime, and a west-facing backyard will provide some sunshine at the end of the day while you're eating dinner on your back patio, entertaining guests, enjoying the sun in the brisk evening, etc. You'll get some beautiful sunsets, and you might actually enjoy all that the setting sun has to offer. So if you're a snowbird, feel free to shop around for west-facing backyards all you want, but just be aware that when the time comes to sell the home, a lot of buyers in the Tucson area do not prefer a west-facing backyard, so resale might be a little bit more difficult. Something else to keep in mind, whether you're a snowbird or any other purchaser moving here from outside of the Tucson area, are the strict HOA rules. A lot of snowbirds that I work with who will be here only for the winter months will be bringing RVs and campers and other things that they'd like to have parked on their property because they spend a lot of the year traveling in those campers. Unfortunately, we have a lot of homeowners associations here, and they can be strict about parking those types of toys in front of the home, especially on the streets for a long period of time. You often need to get permission from the homeowners association to park those items in front of the home, if you're able to even park them at all. I strongly recommend letting your real estate agent, hopefully me, know right off the bat if you have an RV or a camper or anything else that you need to park near the property, and of course read through the neighborhood CC&Rs and HOA rules prior to submitting an offer on the home. Something else to remember is that Tucson really is a paradise from nasty winter weather in the wintertime. You know it, I know it, and guess what? Everyone else knows it too. That means that things get pretty crowded in Tucson during the on-season. In fact, you can pretty much count on longer lines in stores, longer wait time in restaurants, more difficulty getting into doctor's appointments, and more traffic on the roads from about October through May. Also keep in mind that that's when the college students are in town as well. During the summer, the university area is sometimes a ghost town because most of the students and a lot of the professors are gone. Tucson. Now don't get me wrong, Tucson's winter traffic is not absolutely terrible in my opinion, especially compared to other busier cities, but just be aware that if you're planning on living here during prime Tucson season, so is everyone else. One thing that my buyers moving here just for the winter ask me about is how to lock up their home for the summertime. Purchasing a home in a gated community might be one way to feel that the home is a little more secure, so that might be a possibility, and recruit a friend, family member, or neighbor to check on the home while you're gone. We also have management companies that specialize in taking care of homes while they are vacant. They can house sit the home full time, or they can pop in to check in on the home once a week or whatever you need. They can meet a maintenance person if necessary, or anything else that you hire them to do. If you use me as your realtor, let me know if you're going to be a snowbird. I can send you a bunch of names of people who can take care of your home while it is vacant. And here's another tip. Even though you might qualify for a 55+ community, and even though we have a ton of 55+ communities in the Tucson area, they are not for everyone. The monthly HOA dues are typically fairly high, and the rules are typically very stringent, and even though you might qualify as far as the age restriction is concerned, you may not be interested in everything that the community has to offer. 55+ communities provide organized clubs and golf and pickleball and sometimes wine tasting and shows and lifelong friendships, but it's still very much a lifestyle that not all buyers will be into. I strongly recommend that if you're considering a 55+ community, that you visit the communities and spend a lot of time there just to get a feel for the vibe and decide if this is what you're really looking for. Most of my buyers who purchase in 55+ communities are very happy there, but you may not want to spend a lot of money on amenities that you will only be using a certain portion out of the year. On that subject, let's talk more about money when you are purchasing your second home. If you're not planning on paying cash, you'll probably have a higher interest rate than buyers purchasing their primary residence. When you go to sell the home, you might have higher taxes depending on if this home was considered a primary residence or not. Please talk to your mortgage lender and your tax accountant to get the details prior to purchasing the home. If you don't have a lender or tax accountant, I have some great folks I would gladly refer to you who know our local laws and real estate market well. Something else about the cold in the Tucson area. Depending on the time of year and where you're living, you may actually see snow once or twice a year. It should melt by noon, but it'll still be pretty until then, and you'll definitely see snow on the mountaintops. Tucson is home to the southernmost ski valley in all of the US at the top of Mount Lemmon. So grab that ski gear and head up that slope. You will enjoy every second of it. As a heads up, I would warn anyone who is not very active or social that there is a chance you might not like it that much here. Tucson and the surrounding areas are known for street cycling, mountain biking, hiking, camping, golfing, fishing, tennis, and pickleball, performances and concerts, and other social events. We have very social active memberships all over the city. We have a lot of museums, parks, volunteer opportunities, farmers markets, local businesses that do a ton of promotional events. If you move here as a snowbird, I encourage you to get involved, meet new people, get some sunshine, and enjoy what the community has to offer. Tucsonans are used to people moving here from other places, and we will welcome you with open arms. So where do the bulk of my snowbird clients end up living? Well, most of them end up either in the Catalina Foothills, Oro Valley, or Green Valley, but we have some amazing retirement communities in Vail, just southeast of Tucson, and Dove Mountain in Marana, just northwest of Tucson. Most of those communities tend to have newer architecture and a more contemporary feel, although there are some beautiful mid-century modern architectural options in the Catalina Foothills and Midtown Tucson. You can also find a pretty good bang for the buck on the west side of the city near Saguaro National Park West. Those homes tend to be a little more remote, but are also close to the freeway and downtown Tucson. Check out my videos on the Tucson City Tour and Tucson suburbs to learn more. So at this point, the question is, will Tucson work for you as a winter destination? In my opinion, Tucson is sort of a unicorn paradise for snowbirds in Arizona. It's not nearly as big as Phoenix, it's not nearly as expensive as Sedona, but we still have the restaurants, university, theater, Whole Foods, natural grocery stores, Trader Joe's, Costco's, parks, golfing, pickleball, spas, clubs, hiking, and active social experiences that most of my clients have grown accustomed to in their hometowns. But our cost of living is less than in most places, and our winter weather is a little bit on the chilly side, but still pretty darn nice, especially if you're used to shoveling snow. If you're interested in learning more about the Tucson area, I'd love to discuss more. All my contact information is in the description below each video on this YouTube channel. I am a 4th generation Tucsonan on both sides of my family. My father has been a contractor here for the last 50 years, and both my parents have their real estate licenses. I work all over the city and suburbs, and I would love to talk to you about different places and pricing that might meet your needs. We have over 1,000 videos out on the channel about Tucson and real estate, so please explore the rest after this one. Comment below with your questions about being a snowbird in the Tucson area, and I will answer as quickly as I can. I really appreciate you hanging out with me today, and I will see you in the next Tucson video or when we go to buy or sell a home together.